Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So we have some XRP news today, Bitcoin news. We have some banking news and gold. We're going to keep it simple today. So we're going to begin right here. This article is titled MifSA Economist Details XRP Importance, Highlights Ripple Stablecoin as a Game Changer. Now that's what I like to hear. All right, so now let's scroll down here. So it begins as such. Carlo de Meijer, an economist and researcher at MifSA, recently emphasized XRP and Ripple's initiative to introduce a stablecoin, describing the move as a transformative development. De Meijer expressed this view in a recent blog published on Finextra on Friday. Pseudonymous XRP community figure Wrath of Kahneman called attention to the publication in a recent post on X. Shout out to Wrath of Kahneman. It says in his blog, De Meijer explored Ripple stablecoin endeavor and the prospective role of the XRP ledger ecosystem. The economist highlighted that Ripple stablecoin will be pegged to the US dollar on a one-to-one basis by a mix of highly dependable assets. In parallel, he pointed out that the US dollar deposits and short-term US government treasuries will entirely collateralize the stablecoin. It will also be backed by other liquid assets such as top-tier commercial paper or money market instruments. According to De Meijer, Ripple's approach aims to guarantee the stability and trustworthiness of stablecoins through transparent and high-quality backing. Furthermore, the economist pointed out that Ripple is adopting a compliance-first approach in launching its stablecoin to adhere to international regulatory norms. He believes this focus on compliance will be crucial for Ripple to maintain its core customer base of institutions and governments. Importance of XRP. That's the next section here. It says, contrary to concerns that the stablecoin might overshadow XRP, the economist argued the opposite. He explained that Ripple's decision to introduce its own stablecoin is a response to the increasing demand for an asset, such an asset on the XRPL. It says, consequently, De Meijer stressed that XRP remains essential. I've been saying that as well. It is a key component of Ripple's dual asset strategy of facilitating international payments. He believes that Ripple's dual utilization of XRP and the stablecoin could provide combined benefits. It also helps them with domination because they get to sort of dominate two different markets at the same time. One, a non-risk asset, another, a risk asset. It says this includes swift processing technology of XRP and stability and dependability of a stablecoin, sort of what I was just trying to convey. Overall, De Meijer observed that the introduction of Ripple stablecoin aligns with the company's overarching strategy to boost XRPL. He suggested that the move could significantly transform the dynamics of the XRPL ecosystem. All right, we're going to leave that one here. Everything's looking good. I hope you all had a fantastic day today. So now, next article here is titled Ripple versus SEC. Day for final submission in remedies phase has arrived. All right, we're making progress. It says, as the legal battle between Ripple and the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission continues, the deadline for the last ceiling-related filing in the remedies phase has arrived. This is a huge step forward in a lawsuit that has captured the attention of the crypto community. The case, which began in December 2020, revolves around the SEC's allegations that Ripple conducted an unregistered securities offering that we know about. It says, according to the earlier released joint schedule on May 20 of 2024, both Ripple and the SEC and any third parties are expected to file letter briefs in opposition to the omnibus letter motions to seal. This marks the last deadline indicated on the joint proposal agreed to by both parties. Also under the joint proposal, the parties will further be required to file public redacted versions of all documents within 14 days of the court rulings on the omnibus sealing motions. As the deadline for the last sealing-related filing in the remedies phase of the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit arrives, the case moves closer to a final resolution. On March 22nd, the SEC filed a request for remedies of roughly $2 billion that we know. Then Ripple's also asking for the $10 million. Well, they're saying that should be reasonable. In terms of next steps, both Ripple and the SEC will await the judge's ruling on the final remedies. We're almost at the end, finally. All right, so now let's move on to a third article here. There's a lot of Ripple and XRP articles today. It's a good day today, I suppose. Do you see what Bitcoin looked like? It was up a little bit last time I saw it. That was early this morning, of course. But Bitcoin looked like it was up. Solana looked like it was doing very well. And there's a few cryptos doing pretty good. They all went like they go up when Bitcoin goes up, right? So things were looking pretty good this morning. So anyway, I need to check on Chainlink. I read an article the other day that said because of certain Chainlink activities, Chainlink had a little bit of a boost. Look, I just hold it. I put it on the cold wallet. I just leave it there. I don't always check on everything's price, right? But I read the article saying Chainlink had a little bit of an explosion. I'm not sure how accurate that is. Some article writers do embellish. But then I read an article this morning that said it may have come down some, which makes sense. It's going to be massive. If it did go up, then there's going to be profit taking. But like I said, I'm not sure the accuracy of that. That's why I'm saying I have to check. But so those are the ones that have been on my mind as of late. Solana's doing well. Bitcoin's doing well. Chainlink's doing well. They've had a lot of activities going on with all of these, So now, this article is titled, Ripple Publishes Math Professor's Warning, Public Key Crypto Systems Should Be Replaced. Mathematician Massimiliano Sala says current encryption methods won't work or won't protect blockchain systems from quantum computers. But we've known this for quite some time. We covered this about a year and a half ago. And it was at the time, if you remember, that I believe it was Algorand. Algorand quantum proofed their blockchain. It was either Algorand or Hedera, one of those two, but I think it was Algorand. Make sure you go check. But one of them quantum proofed their blockchain, which means quantum computers, they don't have to worry about anymore. I see the same thing happening with XRPL, with Stellar, all the bank coins, Quant, Flare, Songbird, that whole system, Zenfin. I don't think the bank coins are going to have any problems, honestly. If Algorand could swap and become, not swap, but could become quantum proof a year and a half to almost 2 years ago. I mean, right now it should be nothing for these other very, very advanced Bankcoin blockchains to become quantum proofed as well. I'm just assuming. But anyway, let's read this little tidbit here. It says Salah's discussion focused on the potential threat posed by quantum computers as the technology matures. According to the professor, current encryption methods could be easy for tomorrow's quantum computers to solve, thus putting entire blockchains at risk. No doubt about it that also AI will have a part to play in this. Quantum computers plus AI, and then just AI overall defending against the negative effects of quantum computing. That's definitely going to be a thing, right? So a lot of these blockchains are going to have to really heavily begin integrating AI-based security systems and check systems, I would assume, if they're wise. I think that that's what probably will happen in the future to make sure everything's much more secure. It says what professor is referring to is the hypothetical paradigm called, quote, Q-Day, unquote, a point at which quantum computers become sufficiently powerful and available for bad actors to break classical encryption methods. While this would have far-reaching implications for any field where data security is important, including emergency services, infrastructure, banking, and defense, it could theoretically devastate the world of cryptocurrency and blockchain. Not going to happen. They're going to be prepared. Like I said, a lot of them already have been thinking about this for quite some time. Specifically, Salah warned that, quote, all classical public key crypto systems should be replaced with counterparts secure against quantum attacks, unquote. The idea here is that a future quantum computer or quantum attack algorithm could crack the encryption on these keys using mathematical brute force. It bears mention that Bitcoin, the world's most popular cryptocurrency and blockchain, would fall under this category. I'm sure people are cooking something up to keep Bitcoin secure. I'm quite sure. There's a lot of big money behind Bitcoin, and they don't want that value to go anywhere. I'm quite sure. It says, while there currently exists no practical quantum computer capable of such feat, yeah, but they're moving at a lightning pace. I keep up with this stuff all the time. This is one of the things I research heavily: quantum computing, robotics, AI, and crypto. That's the big four for me, and they're moving very, very rapidly. So let's just put that out there on the table. It says, for his part, Salah said that such an event may not be imminent. However, physicists at dozens of academic and commercial laboratories have demonstrated breakthroughs that have led many in the field to believe such systems could arrive within a matter of years. All right, we're going to leave off right there with that one. Let's move on here. There's more XRP news. Wow. All right. So now, this article here is titled Ripple transfers 50 million XRP tokens. What is happening? That's what they're saying. That's not what I'm saying. All right. So it begins as such. Blockchain tracker Whale Alert has reported a substantial transfer of 50 million XRP tokens from Ripple Labs Incorporated to an unknown wallet. Valued at approximately $25 million, this transaction follows closely on the heels of another large-scale movement by the payment processing firm just last week, where over 100 million XRP were sent to an external wallet. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting indeed. It says Ripple, a leading company in the blockchain and cryptocurrency sector, holds a significant portion of the circulating supply of XRP, numbering in the billions. That we know. Let's skip that little part there. As expected, the news of these transfers has sparked speculation within the cryptocurrency community, particularly regarding whether these transfers are indicative of Ripple offloading its holdings. Such large-scale movements of XRP tokens often prompt discussions about their potential impact on the market, including the price of XRP itself. I thought they were going to go in a different direction. I thought you were going to say that maybe they're providing these to, certain companies that are outside the U.S. that may want to utilize, XRP, or maybe providing this to some sort of mechanism that that other companies can use. Because there was an article we read, maybe it was last week, and I don't remember who it was. Was it Uphold? No, it was Uphold. It was Uphold. And they were saying how big institutions are already utilizing XRP. Right. So now with future partnerships and future deals, you don't always have to exchange capital right now, because in certain contractual agreements, you can just get the money later. Like the big company is not going to violate the contracts. I'm just saying. So you could theoretically, if you're Ripple, you could provide the XRP, like you're holding a lot. You could provide that for them to use now, understanding that that value is going to double and triple when it come back to you later. So if companies do want to use that so that you could sort of jump over any legal hurdles and such like that, you could technically just provide that right now. It's provided without receiving any monetary kickback, I would think, right? No, maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong on that. But like I said, we're talking about it's an unknown address. Most of Ripple's business is done outside the U.S., right? And most of the time, it's not done directly by Ripple either. That's another thing. They have these companies that they own that are based outside of the U.S. that facilitate a lot of that XRP stuff, where people are just not people, but companies are just testing XRP, right? So they could just do it through them by proxy. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why that wouldn't be considered. Anyway, I'm just playing with thoughts here. I'm not saying that these are correct. I'm just playing with thoughts here. There's a lot of things that this could have that could mean. All right, and then they go into a little bit about the general cryptocurrency market, but I think we're all up to date on that. So let's get into a little bit of this Bitcoin news, and then we're going to follow up with some of this crazy bank news, some of the saddest bank news that we've read in a long time. There's been a lot of crazy news, not a lot of sad news. Anyway, this article here is titled Bitcoin and Cardano skyrocket with 716% increase in fund flows. And it begins as such here. Sorry about that. My apologies. There's a lot of there was like an ad popped up, then it went away. So it made the screen bounce up and down. It says, in the latest weekly review of fund flows by CoinShares, digital asset investment products experienced a significant increase in inflows, totaling $932 million. This represents a 716% rise from the previous week's $130 million. The notable surge followed a lower than expected CPI report on Wednesday, with the last 3 trading days of the week contributing 89% of total inflows, indicating a renewed link between crypto prices and interest rate expectations. Bitcoin was a primary recipient of these inflows, underscoring its position as the leading cryptocurrency on the market. Bitcoin ETFs saw inflows amounting to $942 million over the week. The absence of significant interest in short positions of Bitcoin suggests a positive investor outlook. To date, Bitcoin investment products have accumulated $13.85 billion in inflows since the beginning of the year. Cardano soars into the spotlight. Then they have Solana here. Why did they put Solana there? I don't know. Let's continue here. Cardano's inflows are particularly significant as it saw no inflows the previous week, but recorded nearly $2 million this week. This brings the total investment in Cardano ETPs to $10 million for the year, reflecting increased investor interest in the asset. Yeah, Cardano is going to be a moneymaker long into the future. Just my humble opinion. It has a lot of bullish things going on for it. People remember it making a lot of money the last bull run, and it has a strong, very strong support system and community. So I don't see why it wouldn't do well into the future, especially, listen, once the true bull run pops off, which hasn't occurred yet. Once that happens, expect all those traditional cryptos from the last bull run that made money to do it again. I don't know if they're going to go as high as before. Some of them could go a little bit higher, maybe some a little bit lower. Cardano is one of those. I think it's going to take off. I do. And once again, I just want to say for clarity, I have no Cardano, zero Cardano, but I see it in what it's doing in the buildup and the support that it has. And a lot of unshakable diamond hand, quote unquote, people. And I just say to myself, this is one that could take off again. I see the same thing happening with Solana. I think Solana is going to take off, just my humble opinion. Still doing very, very well. I think Quant is another one. Sure, it has consolidated for quite some time. It's still greatly up from where a lot of people picked it up. It's not at $30 anymore, Quant. It's not $25 Quant, $35 Quant. Is it? No. As long as it's around like $100 or so, it's just sort of consolidating. But it's one where people with experience with Quant know it takes off very, very fast. It doesn't take a whole lot. And with major projects that they're building, and it's been major projects, yeah, I think it has a lot of potential, I think another sleeper, I think two sleepers. I think one sleeper is XLM. And I think another sleeper is Algorand, heavily slept on projects. I really do. And they were money makers before. And I think a lot of people know that. So in the right now, while they look like they're not doing too much, don't get me wrong, good developments. But I think a lot of people underestimate their power to take off. But look at the last true bull run. When we first started the channel, look at where XLM was that December, that January, right? Then look at where it was like in April or May. Look at the price difference. That can happen. I think that can happen again. This is my humble opinion, not financial advice. I'm just giving some of my thoughts. So people ask me about this stuff a lot. I'm trying to think of what else. Hedera, I think HBAR, because of a lot of building that is done, a lot of partnerships is made, is done a lot. I think Hedera is super bullish, in my humble opinion. Once again, it's one of our originals. Made a lot of capital before it. I think it'll do it again. These are ones that already proved themselves before. This is nothing new, and I think they're going to do it again. Bitcoin, without question. I think Bitcoin is going to just skyrocket and shock everybody. I really do. Solana, Chainlink, already they've been doing great already. And I think Chainlink is one of the biggest sleepers of all time. I don't know how people aren't bullish on Chainlink. I just don't. I don't know. They continue to do big things. You have them working with Swift. You have them working with the DTCC recently announced. How is that not bullish? Chainlink is serious when it comes to interoperability. My word. How long before the institutions just start dominating Chainlink? They clearly love it, and they clearly love Solana. Who was the big company that came out this week? We covered the article. I just can't remember. I have so much stuff going on, folks. My apologies. I have a lot of stuff I do during the week. But there was a big company came out, and they were praising Solana this week. But at the same time, Solana came out, and they were making a statement about them wanting to participate in some way with building things for traditional financial institutions. That was huge. They continue to be hungry at the team at Solana. There's the top legit cryptos, I think, are going to be very dominant in the future. And I think that's what crypto is going to revolve around. the top utility coins, the top bank coins and utility coins. I think that's going to be crypto in the future. And a lot of these other crypto are going to go away, But anyway, let's move on here to this article. Just giving a few thoughts. And I think a lot of these companies will expand. I had someone ask me a question a while ago about, the relationship between blockchain companies and exchanges and banks. And it doesn't take a lot to merge with an exchange or take over an exchange, but I don't think they will really want that because of regulatory problems. Banks, it only costs like $10 million in the US to start a bank, and then you have to meet like 3 or 4 other criteria. It's not that difficult to start a bank, but once again, I don't think that they would want to do that right now, considering the energy surrounding the banking system. I think is more advantageous for the bank coin companies to continue to just advance in what they specialize in and what they're best at. I don't think they need the bad energies on them from the legacy system. The legacy system is doing very bad. They're losing customers left and right. I wouldn't want to take on their name. I wouldn't want bank attached to my name. Like, take the money from the banks? Yes. Provide them with technologies? Yes. So that we can take more money from them. But to take on that name of being a bank? Not right now. No, in my humble opinion, not right now. People really don't like the banks right now. I'm reading people's comments. I'm reading experiences, and it's not good. And even the banks are admitting that they have massive deposit flight right now. So while they're hot, for lack of a better word, while they're hot, we don't touch them. Not where we're becoming them. No. In my humble opinion, that's how I feel. Okay. Just my thoughts. So now, some good Bitcoin news. Yeah. We're getting closer and closer, I think, to that explosion. But just my humble opinion. This article was titled Bitcoin Mirroring Pre-Parabolic Rally That Led to Over 1,200% Gains in 2017, according to crypto analysts. Hey, listen up, folks. If any of you have any birthdays coming up or something like that, you want a birthday shout out. Now, I can't see every comment. I can't. YouTube gives us all the comments from every video ever posted all in one area, so it's hard to see everything, but I get to see a few. But if you have any birthdays coming up or something, you want a birthday shout out, don't put your name, don't put your personal information or anything like that. But I mean, however you want to do it, if you want to say, hey, Mick, on this day coming up, May, June, August, whatever, this is my birthday, something like that. I'll try to write it down or something like that and give you a little birthday shout out. Why not? I mean, that's up to you guys if you want to do that or not. You don't have to. I'm just saying. I try to do like a lot of different stuff at different times to show people love and respect. Now, this article here, did I already read the title? I don't even remember. This article is titled Bitcoin Mirroring Pre-Parabolic Rally That Led to Over 1,200% Gains in 2017, according to crypto analysts. Bitcoin's current market structure looks similar to 2017, just before its massive 1,200% rally to its previous record high of $20,000, according to widely followed crypto analyst TechDev. The pseudonymous analyst shared this on Twitter. TechDev's chart highlights that both bear markets bottomed out during the crash of 2 major crypto exchanges, followed by repeated rallies and consolidation phases. Quote, the more things change, the more they stay the same, unquote. It says, looking at the trader's charts, he seems to suggest that the Bitcoin is currently in a consolidation phase similar to 2017, when it was trading at around $1,500 before a parabolic run to a cycle high of $20,000. At time of writing, Bitcoin is worth $67,060. The analyst also looks at Bitcoin Relative Strength Index, which aims to gauge the momentum of an asset. According to TechDev, Bitcoin has historically topped out when its RSI reaches the top of a long-term channel, which has not yet occurred. Quote, you're in the green zone. Don't waste it, unquote. TechDev is also looking at the others chart, which tracks the market cap of all crypto, excluding the top 10 digital assets and stablecoins. Specifically, he's looking at the chart's stochastic RSI, moving average convergence divergence MACD, and logarithmic Bollinger Band indicator. The MACD is traditionally used to pinpoint reversals based on the convergence or divergence of moving averages. All right, we're going to stop there. Bitcoin is looking good, pretty much what it means. All right. And I hope we see an explosion like that, but time will tell. So now let's go here to some banking news. My word. You know, the mainstream media, for some reason, has been unleashed on the banking system. I've never seen them report on banks like this much with negative news. Someone has pressed a button on the banking system for sure. So now, this article is from thesun.com and it is titled Payback. Quote, I cannot pay my bills, cries man after U.S. bank closes his 22-year-old account for no reason. No reason. And they took his $5,000 in savings. Bro, no, this is not good. Ryan White had an account with U.S. Bank for 22 years without issue, no problems. He even had his mortgage through the bank. Now, we read a story that was similar to this. It was about a month and a half ago, but it was with a woman, and they closed out her whole thing. It wasn't this bank. It was some other bank. I can't remember which one, but it was similar to this. This is getting spooky, folks. It says he even had his mortgage through the bank, but then last month, his account was suddenly closed and more than $5,000 disappeared from it. Quote, U.S. Bank, after 22 years, decided to deny me over $5,000 of my own money in savings without reason for over 2 weeks, unquote, he wrote in a Facebook post. Quote, is this legal? I don't know. It doesn't sound legal, but at the same time, with all of these buy-in clauses and all of this small print, who knows? It says, is this legal? Quote, they, of course, still want my mortgage account, unquote. He said he had made 5 calls and 4 visits to the bank without luck. Nobody's telling him anything. That's crazy. Get a lawyer, brother. It says, quote, I was just as nice as I could be trying to figure out what's going on in person, though I was a little disgruntled. I was calm, nice, cordial while explaining to them, unquote, he said. The bank told him, now you think he's going to go back? You think his family's going to go back to this bank or use this bank or his friends that he tells this to? No, they're going somewhere else. They're taking their money somewhere else. Nobody wants to lose money, whether it's $5,000 or $300,000. Doesn't make a difference. Money is money, and we don't play with money. We work too hard to earn capital for just to let someone take it, whether it's a bank or a robber on the street. Anyway, it says, the bank told him the account will be formally closed on May 14th, and they will send a check in the coming weeks. Quote, no explanation, no money. I cannot pay bills, unquote, he added. Yes, sir, you need to get a lawyer now, like right now. It says, luckily, he was able to get his money back. Oh, okay. Thank you. Goodness gracious. This is crazy. Got your money back. Now be wise with that money and protect your value. It says he was able to get his money back, but he still wasn't given a reason why the account was closed or why the $5,000 was withdrawn in the first place, which is startling. But at least you got the money back. Holy smokes. That's what's important. Now we never make that same mistake again. That's not financial advice. I'm just saying, just giving my thoughts on the article, but that's insane. It still doesn't make up for the pain and the suffering that he went through. It says, quote, these redacted, I'm going to say redacted because I can't say certain bad words here. These redacted are up to some shady, redacted, real shady people, unquote, Ryan wrote. I'll tell people this. Be careful. Quote, the bank employee told me not to worry about it. I'm getting my money, so what does it matter? Oh, it matters. Quote, this all happened out of the blue. No reason, no change in life, and all nothing. Something happened, and they don't want me to know. I think so as well. What's the likelihood somebody took your money and they had to work this out and then replace your money? You know, we've been reading a lot. I'm just saying that because we've been reading a lot of articles about bank employees, even CEOs stealing customers' money, which is, I know that sounds crazy, but it's what the articles are saying. This is true. These are mainstream articles being written, you know? So what's the likelihood of that? But, you know, at least they made it right with you. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of people getting their money taken from these banks and they're not replacing it. Right? So, all right. So now let's end off here with some good news, right? We got to bring a balance. We're going to make it balance, right? We're going to bring the positive back in. We're going to close out on that. So gold, sweet gold. Oh, man. This article is titled Gold Prices Forecast. Rate cut speculation spurs XAU USD to record high. It says here, gold prices soared to a record high on Monday, driven by recent economic data bolstering expectations for interest rate cuts by the U.S. Federal Reserve. Traders are watching closely as the latest Fed monetary policy meeting minutes are set for release on Wednesday, which could significantly influence the market. Let me scroll down here. My apologies, everyone. Last week's U.S. inflation data, we already know about that. It says despite recent geopolitical tensions, particularly, and they go into some controversial stuff. I'm not going to read that. Treasury yields. U.S. Treasury yields remained steady on Monday as investors awaited further economic data and comments from Federal Reserve officials. Key data points this week include home sales figures and durable goods orders, alongside the Fed's meeting minutes, which will provide insights into the central bank's economic outlook and policy direction. They have Dollar Trade. This is a very thorough article. So now gold. Gold is hovering near the record high it hit earlier in the session. A trade through intraday high at $2,450.12 will signal a resumption of the uptrend and bring the market closer to its near-term target at $2,500. The current uptrend is well protected by the 50-day moving average at $2,294 and the short-term swing bottom at $2,277. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.